Good night, my YouTube family. Welcome back to my channel, Lifestyle with Devon. So tonight I have a simple one, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. I am making some sea moss. So let me flip this camera around so you can see everything. All right. So over here we have the sea moss, right? And this is hydrated sea moss. It is hydrated. Over here we have a simple pot of boiling water, and what you do is just drop the sea moss in there like that. And the sea moss is been sitting in water for days. I washed it several times to get rid of the sea taste from it, and it got other moss growing in it. It's not just when you get the sea moss, you got to clean it. And the way to clean the sea moss, I'm going to make a separate video about cleaning the sea moss, is you take it from the pack because it is partially dead, and you put it take it from the pack that they sell it in. It is partially dead. So what you do is put it in water, cold water, not hot water, because hot water, I'm going to show you guys what hot water does to the sea moss. You see how flexible it is right now? Hope you guys seen it. See how flexible this is right now? See, start getting soft. The hot water dissolve this, make it becomes like gel, right? And for this small pot, that's why I'm not using too much. Okay, so the hot water is like you're extracting all the valuable stuff you want from the sea moss. Alright, see that? So as long as you make the water come to a boil, add it to the sea moss. The sea moss is extracted. So in order to get rid of the aftertaste that come from the salt water that it is grown in, you would add the sea moss, and I'm putting cinnamon in here right now, guys. So that is how I do my sea moss. And when I add cinnamon, when I make the sea moss, I will also add nutmeg to my sea moss, and you can use either sugar for your sweetening if you want, or you can add skim milk or condensed milk. So I'm gonna let this boil for a bit. I don't have to boil it, but I want it to come to a boil, and then I'm gonna check in back, guys, and show you what the sea moss look like. So stay tuned to see that process. So yes, my people, welcome back, and just want to show you the sea moss. You see what it look like? I'm gonna take some of it out the pot so you guys can see how the hot water melt the sea moss. Alright, remember how it looked before it goes in? Look at this. You can just squeeze it and it turns into gel. You see that? That's what the hot water does to the sea moss. So once you add the hot water to it, you just let it sit in there, and then what you're going to do is strain it off, because you will leave a few pieces and so forth in there, guys. So You just strain it, and then you can add all your ingredients. Depends on how you like your sea moss. Because me personally, if I'm making it just for myself, I am going to show you. I would add this in there, which is called a Guinness stout. Alright. And this is like a tonic. It's a Guinness extra stout. So this is more like a tonic, and you can get this to buy at liquor store. So I would add one of this, and because it is a tonic and the sea moss got a lot of benefit to it, so I'd add one of those to it. And this is going to be added to. This is nutmeg, and I prefer to use the nutmeg itself than to buy the powder that they already grinded, because that is better because it's organic. Also, I'm going to add milk to it. I can use coconut milk, or I can use evaporated milk, use sugar as sweetening, or I can use almond milk. So whichever you prefer, whichever milk of your choice, you can add it. And over here, guys, in this little pot right here is some chocolate tea, and I am going to warm that up and have a cup before going to bed. Chocolate tea is good and it is nice, and it's made from cocoa. Okay guys, so stay tuned and watch. You will see the rest of the process, and I want you guys to like, comment, and share and subscribe when I make these things, if they are useful or they make sense to you. And you know, just leave a comment. I'll show you everything what I'm doing with this sea moss, guys. So stay tuned and follow. Yes, so as you can see, I cut this milk, punch this milk at the wrong point, but this is evaporated milk. I punch it at the bottom instead of the top. All you got to do is punch evaporated milk. See, evaporated milk. Alright, so that's in. And for the Guinness sea moss, and the Guinness is gonna go in. I'm looking for my cooler, so I'm gonna just use a fork to remove the cap. And this is a Guinness stout going in. Alright, and now for the sea moss, I am going to strain the sea moss, because the sea moss got still got pieces of sea moss. I hope you guys seeing everything I'm doing. And as I tell you, this is how I make my sea moss. Is oops, pour too fast. Pour slow, cause it kind of thick, you know, guys. And I don't really have to pour it until you reach, use the strainer until you reach where the actual sea moss is coming out. So I'm just pouring off the sea moss right now. Alright, so you don't want chunks of sea moss to come out, so now you need a strainer. Alright, so this container won't hold all the sea moss, guys. So this is what left in the pot. Those are the sea moss that doesn't dissolve, but most of it already dissolved in the hot water, guys. So now that we have all that added, for the sweetening, I'm going to use processed cane sugar. for sweetening. And I realize I keep cutting these things and don't even look how I cut it. So this is processed cane sugar. Pure cane sugar, guys. So I need something to mix. I don't want to use the plastic, I want to use the metal. And we got the pure cane sugar inside here. We already had the skim milk, the evaporated milk. And this is how the Irish mash is formed. I don't know if Americans familiar with Irish mash, but Irish mash is a popular drink in Jamaica. And this is how you make an Irish mash with the Guinness, the skim milk, and the sea moss. And you sweeten to taste. Yeah, some people like it sweet, some people just like it a slight sweetening. Okay, get a sip. Okay, can add a little bit more sweetening to it. Some more cinnamon. Alright. Then now I'm gonna grate a nutmeg. I have a small grater, guys, but for nutmeg exactly, but I don't know where I put it, so I'm not going to even look for it right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and grate this nutmeg. And that's the Irish mash right there I am making. And I am going to add some vanilla to it to spice it up. That is about a tablespoon, and I am going to mix and guys, the powder cinnamon is kind of hard to dissolve, so I'm just gonna keep on mixing and see if it will dissolve itself. Normally what I do, use a blender to mix this, because I know the blender will mix out the cinnamon powder. See how the cinnamon powder is kind of hard to dissolve. I might have to use a blender to mix out the cinnamon powder, but take another taste. Yes, guys, and it's tasting like it's supposed to. And this is the Irish mash process of the sea moss. So for those who want to make Irish mash and don't know how to make it, that's how you make the Irish mash. You can also add 2 guineas in there if you want to, but I only add 1. And you can use condensed milk if you wish to, or you can use the skim milk, and as I say, you sweeten to taste, guys. And that is how I make sea moss Irish mash.